The church has been captured in artistic renditions numerous times. This particular pen and ink drawing was done in 1985 by a gentleman named Fred Schrickle. If we pan to the left, you'll see another sketch done by Pat Moore, who's a local artist here in Woodbury, done more recently, and you can see some of the changes that have occurred to the church over the years. Originally, there was not even a church belfry. Since then, the church belfry has been added. The Sunday school kitchen wing was added. The front porch was added. So there's been much work done to the church since then. This is actually a postcard of the church as it existed around the turn of the 20th century, very early 1900s. You'll see that it almost looks totally different than it does nowadays. To the left, the front belfry is much different. The addition on the right corner is much smaller than it is now. To that was added another addition later on. You can also see here that this is where people entered. In fact, we understand that horse and wagons originally pulled up to the church. People got out, and then they would just get out of the wagons and go into the church and these side doors. There was one on the other side as well. Among the old church records and materials is this old communion set. This was actually used for offering up the wine at communion. Again, probably at the turn of the century. And then just if we pan left, you'll see the wine cruet that was used, again, many years ago. Beautiful piece of silver. And the inscription reads M.E. for Methodist Episcopal Church, Highland Mills, New York. It's undated, but we're quite sure it goes back to, again, the early part of the 20th century. One of the most beautiful features of our church are the stained glass windows, and we're actually coming up on the 100th anniversary of their installation. This little card or program was used at what was called Window Day, March 27th, 1910, and they had a dedication service of the church windows. We'll look more at those in a moment. Okay, this is a display that's been done here at the Gatehouse on the history and the beauty of the stained glass windows. You'll see that each window tells a story and is dedicated to a particular individual. The colors are quite brilliant, and we are trying to get the history of how these windows were created. As I mentioned, it was in March of 1910 that they dedicated these windows, so we are planning to have a window rededication ceremony in March of 2010 when the windows will be 100 years old. Highland Mills United Methodist Church has had almost 50, I think, no, the history of Highland Mills United Methodist Church has been marked by a series of pastors who have led the flock, so to speak. A total of 49 men and women have been pastors of this church in the last 150 years. And this display honors some of them that we were able to have pictures of. About 2 years ago, we also dedicated a pastor's plaque, which again honors all of the people who have been pastors over the years and to whom we're very grateful. The present pastor of the Highland Mills United Methodist Church is the Reverend Darlene Resling. She came to us in July of 2009, and we're thrilled to have her. Her energy and her dedication has been a spark plug for the whole church that's brought an excitement to all of us. What you're looking at here is an actual deed that goes back to 1880 when some of the lands of the church were deeded from the original owner. Over the years, the church has celebrated many of its major anniversaries. In 1959, the church was celebrating its 100th anniversary. A skit was written, articles were in the paper, and in fact, this is a picture of the original church, which predates the present church. It eventually was moved down where the Highland Mills post office is now and became an auto garage for many years. And so these are pictures of that original building. In those years, they didn't waste anything, so they moved the whole building down the street about a quarter of a mile, and there it sat for many, many years. So that's a quick look at our celebration in 2009 of our 150th. We had a wonderful year. We had many wonderful events. We had dinners. We had concerts. We had lots of good fun. One of the great highlights of the year was in September of 2009 when we had a celebration Sunday. Bishop Park came to celebrate with us along with the district superintendent, Jeanette Bassinger-Ishii. And Pastor Resling led a wonderful service that day. So we've had a wonderful year, and we expect now to start planning for the next celebration.